What you see here are a bunch of work teams doing their jobs. But let me tell you what you don't see. You don't see them working under pressure, understaffed, and under-resourced, worried about their lives and livelihoods. Let me tell you what else you don't see. You don't see how they cope. Are they imploding under the stress and pressure of their challenges, or can they bounce back and thrive? In other words, you don't see how resilient they are. We don't see it, and they don't know it. At least not until it's far, far too late. This is exactly what teams around the world have experienced through a pandemic and now through a recession. And I think it's fair to say that our collective experience over the last few years has highlighted just how important team resilience is to develop. But if you want to develop something, you must understand it first and then be able to measure it. Unfortunately, there really isn't a great way to do that right now. Not for team resilience, anyway. But my research looks to understand team resilience so that I can create a tool that teams can use to understand just how resilient or how fragile they are. And in doing so, I can provide teams with the knowledge they need to develop their resilience. Now I'm using present research to identify a set of resilient behaviors unique to work teams. And then I'm getting teams to rate on how much or how little they engage in these behaviors. Now it's kind of like a personality test for your work team. But instead of finding out if your team is really outgoing or really shy, this tool will tell you what your team does well, like supporting each other through challenges, or what your team might do poorly, like not being able to work together to overcome their challenges. Now I'm analyzing and collecting data in a pretty unique way for resilience research by looking at what happens within a team and between teams to get a robust understanding of team resilience. Now, based on my research, team resilience is like a woven thread of resilient behaviors, where a single thread is a single team member engaging in a single behavior. But this can break easily when stretched. Instead, when the entire team engages in the collection of resilient behaviors, they create a woven fabric of resilience. This can tolerate much more stress while remaining flexible. Now just imagine if frontline hospital and emergency service teams had a tool like this before the pandemic. Imagine if they knew before adversity struck what their team's resilient capabilities were. Because understanding and developing team resilience, especially for these teams, could be the difference between them overcoming their challenges so that they can save your life. But even when the stakes aren't life or death, with my research, teams around the world will be better prepared for whatever they face next.